Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cooking Corner with Chef Beck. Now, last time we made the donuts. This time we're going to make the cinnamon rolls. My plan is today, and I'm not sure, this is cola and maple syrup. I just want to check the colour of those to make sure that they're going to be brown. But I'm hoping to be able to put a thin line of brown right in that little section there before I glaze them. Now I was hoping to find something that was similar to coconut, so I could do a version of the cinnamon scrolls I had a couple of weeks ago, which were Lamington inspired. They were actually really yummy. Now I forget that I've got little tabs on here that I need to pull off, if I can pull it off. There we go. I hope everyone's had a good week. Okay, I'm going to have to find something to get that off because like the other ones, they're a bit tough. I wonder if it's the same with this one. Yep, that one can come off. Okay, so that's a maple syrupy honey colour. So that's not going to work. It's very see-through. That's very see-through, translucent as well. I'm going to go see if I've got anything that I can use from my stores of resin that I've got left over. So I found some chocolate syrup. Hopefully this will work. My idea is to use a toothpick to get it in the grooves. I'm hoping this one hasn't set. All right, now I've got to go get another toothpick. I'll be back again. Okay, so this one looks a bit better. It's a bit darker. If I can get it out, I'm sure we can make it look good. All right, we'll see how we go. If I have to wipe it out, I've got my alcohol swabs ready. So the idea is to actually try and get it in these little swirls. And I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to have to find another one. Yep, we're getting it in there. Might be a slow process. So I'm going to speed this up so it's not so boring for you. Okay, so I'm okay with the little bits and pieces going up the side because naturally when these bake anyway, then you're going to have some bits that pop out. And it's not perfect, but it'll still work. Now for the other one. I think I messed the top of the swirl up a little bit, but that's okay because we're putting glaze on it, so we might be able to cover it. So for the glaze, if I remember correctly, we have to use this one because it's white and because it has a nice thick texture. We should be able to just drizzle it on. Hopefully it works. All right, so I'm going to put one aside and we'll do this one first. I think it's going to be better if I hold it because that way I can get more of a defined line and I can see what I'm doing. trying to make it so it's like being drizzled on in a zigzag line. I always tend to be as authentic as I can. However, I'm a bit restricted by the tools I have and also how the resin works. Sometimes you got resin that works really well, and sometimes you have resin that runs way too fast. I don't know, how's that looking? I don't want to cover up my brown resin too much because I want it to look like an actual cinnamon bun. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know. This one still seems a little bit sticky. I didn't cure it enough. So the UV light I'm using is a 365 nm. Now there is a different one that you can use, but it doesn't set as well. So if you're looking for a quick set UV resin, get the 365 nm. Right, I think the stickiness is coming from the side. Does anybody do resin projects? If so, let me know what sorts you do. Do you make your own? Or even polymer clay? Do you make your own, or do you buy sets already available? I've been buying sets so that I can practice, so that one day I can actually make my own. However, I get caught up with all the wonderful things that come out that I end up just buying them all. I never actually do anything on my own. That's okay, because sometimes it's easier not to have to think. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate as I do this, but I'm finding it a bit tricky to talk and resin on my fingers. Yeah, I find it a bit tricky to talk and concentrate at the same time. And try and keep you in focus or in frame. Right, hang on. I'm just going to have to, that way. Pull it out a little bit. There we go. I'm trying to do this last drizzle without getting it on my hands because I don't want to be stuck to it. Yeah, it's more of a smear than a drizzle, but it is what it is. I still think it looks alright. If I stop sticking my fingers on it. Alright, so I'm going to pop this up here without, yeah, it's all over my hands again. So remembering you need alcohol swabs to clean your hands, or the liquid version. So IP Profil, I can't remember the name. It's in the green bottle anyway. Right, I just want to check that I didn't smush that all up. Yeah, I kind of did. Let's fix that. that will do. The lid back on this. The sun's shining through my window, so everything is starting to set, which is good and bad at the same time, because I want my projects to set, but I don't want my containers that's full of resin to set. Right, I'm going to set these quickly, and then I'm going to pop them under my nail UV lamp so that they have longer time to set. And in the meantime, we're going to make something different. I'll be back. I keep wanting washing my hands with water, and you can't. It doesn't work. You have to use the alcohol. While we're waiting for those to cure, let's fix up our box. There we go. Now the next recipe I want to do is the rainbow pancakes. So this one is going to go on a plate. Try that again. That's going to go on a plate. We have a fork. I want to see if I can do a frozen in time type project. Now I've just unpacked the pancakes and I didn't show you what it is. So we've got sunny griddle, 3 rainbow pancakes. Now I can't read that. Is that hot off sunny griddles? Good stuff. So, oh, and that says open here. The only thing about getting older is your eyesight goes too. So anything that is small writing that I used to be able to read, I cannot see any of it anymore. And sometimes glasses don't help either. Oh, which way do we want them? Want it that way? I think that way will be better. I think I'm going to choose these sprinkles to go on top to go with our rainbow theme. Oh, there's a couple of little stars in there as well. There's some just leftover things from mini brands projects. I think that was from the Kawaii kitchen. What else do we need? We need, oh, should I go with these sprinkles? No, we use those ones. Maybe some chopped chips. Now I was going to use these creams, which says in the instructions, but who has micro creams? They look like more tiny meringues than anything, so we're not going to use those. And in replacement, sorry, I just knocked the camera there. Oh, where is it? Now I've got some heaps of leftover. I think they call it whipped cream, deco cream. So I'm going to try my hardest to pipe out some cream. Now, oh, just checking. Yeah, we might be able to get something out of that. Don't worry, I've got heaps, so if I make a mess, I can clean it up. Now, what colour resin are we going to use? Shall we go the pink glaze? Actually, I might check out the grape jelly. I kind of want a resin that runs quickly. I could use the maple syrup, but since it's a sweetened overload pancakes, let's go with grape jelly. Ooh, that's purple. Oh, I can't decide. We have our pink glaze. think I might go this one. We have our glaze, our pancakes, our sprinkles, our choc chips. Is there anything else we need? Oh, our cream. And maybe some strawberries. We will see how I feel. All right, let's go check our cinnamon scrolls to see if they are ready. Unfortunately, the white glaze is super sticky, so we'll just have to keep going. I don't think the last one was that sticky. Okay, that's a bit weird, but anyway, because our donuts set pretty well. Now, usually I don't keep things, but I feel like keeping extra bits and pieces might help. I don't know if this will fit. Nope. Let's see if I can find another one. Otherwise, I'll have to use the toothpick method again. Nope. Nah, I can't get them to fit, which is a shame because the nibs or the piping tips are really handy. So let's just go for a paw and a toothpick. Let's see if we can't make this into something wonderful. I probably should invest in a warm water bath, so this comes out a lot easier. All right, let's just swish this around. Okay, I don't recommend doing it like this, but we work with what we have. Now we can either make this so that it just sits on the plate and we can take it off, or we can make it so it comes off. So as I actually like these little dishes, I think I'm going to make it so that it can come off. And if I accidentally get it touching, sorry, concentrating again. If I get it touching, then I can just wipe it off. All right. It's not the best, but we're working with what we have. Now some sprinkles. Whoops. Get on there. Oh, I lost it anyway. So I'm just going to spread these just a little bit so they're not all clumped in one spot. Got a couple of cute little stars on there. Right, I'm not going to set that just yet because I want to put some chocolate chips on. These are white ones. Hopefully they don't all dump out as well. If I can tap it nicely. If I can get them out at all. All right, let's do it this way. I should have some tongs. Some chocolate chippies. A couple more. Oops, that one missed the plate. And by plate, I mean the resin. See if we can't get this one up. There we go. Might need this one. Oh, everything's setting. All right. So, how are we going to set this fork? Now I can set it so that it's going to grab a, oh, I've forgotten what they're called. Chocolate chip. Or I can set it so that the cream's on it and then it's sitting in there like it's going to take the cream. Let's set it in the cream, but first I need to set this. Just use a toothpick to make sure that it's set and they're all stuck together. Okay, now for the cream. I'm either going to make a mess or it's going to work. Now, I think I'm going to put a dollop in the middle so that I can still keep. So I can still keep it so it comes off the plate. Are we ready? I don't think there's going to be enough in here to make it look nice. Oh, you can see me shaking trying to get that out. Yeah, that's not too bad. Probably would have liked it a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. And because we need to take some of that sugar out, I'm going to pop a little strawberry on if I can open the container. Let me go get some tongs. I say tongs, but I mean tweezers. Okay, so these are sliced strawberries. I thought they were like wedges. Let me go find the wedges. There you go. These ones are better. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to add that so it's not so sweet. How cute's that? I mean, it's sweet as in it looks sweet, but it's not. But it's not super sweet. So if you're ever making anything that's super sweet, always add fresh cream because it takes out that sweetness and it's more enjoyable and you can actually eat it. But as this is resin, we cannot eat it. So do not eat this. Now I'm going to set the fork. I forgot about that. Let me zoom back out and I press the wrong button again. So this is for my left-handed people. Do you eat your forks? Do you eat with your fork with your left hand? I eat with my fork with my right hand. So here's going to get some cream. And I just realised that I might have to set that with resin or stand here and wait till it dries, which I'm not going to do. Let me find something to hold that up. Got myself in a predicament now because I'm trying to screw the lid on the glaze. All right, let that dry like that. Hopefully that'll dry like that. I've not done it with cream before. I've done it with resin, which is pretty much instant. But we'll see how we go. Okay, now for our cinnamon scrolls, I've got to go check that the glaze has actually set. That glaze just does not want to set today. I'm going to have to do extra time. So I'll be back with that so you don't have to sit here and wait. Okay, so that took me a lot longer to set than I was hoping. I'll still have to keep an eye on it so it can go back to sticky. It seems firm at the moment. But here is my cinnamon rolls with glaze. Probably could have put a little bit more glaze on it, but I didn't want to cover up the actual cinnamon swirl. You know what I mean? The brown stuff. I'm not sure if this is set yet. No, I'll leave that longer so that sets up. If I have to, I'll put a little bit of resin just underneath the fork to prop it up, which will make it stay permanent. Okay, let me box up the cinnamon scrolls for you to take. If I can find better tongs. Let me use my pink monster hands. Right, I hope you enjoy.